Hey everyone. If you've ever walked out of a barbershop feeling like $1,000,000, you know that a great barber is basically a magician. But what does it take to stay in the game officially? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the rules that keep Florida's barbers sharp, professional, and ready to go. So, picture this. You've put in all the hours, you've mastered the craft, and you finally nailed that big exam. Boom! You get your official barber license from the state of Florida. You're thinking, yes, I've made it. You can hang that thing on the wall and just focus on fades and flat tops forever. But is that really it? Yeah, not quite. That shiny new license isn't actually a lifetime pass. It's more like the starting whistle for your professional career. And it's a career with some really important rules you've got to follow to stay in the race. That's right. Just like the milk in your fridge, your professional license has an expiration date. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a subscription to your career. Kind of like Netflix, but for being a barber. You pay a fee every so often to keep your status active and show everyone you're still serious about your craft. It's all about keeping the standards high for everyone. So how often does this career subscription need to be renewed? Well, in Florida, it all comes down to something called biennial renewal. To make sense of it, let's follow the story of a brand new barber we're going to call Maya. But first, let's just nail down this one word, biennial. It sounds super fancy and official, but all it means is something that happens every 2 years. Don't get it confused with biennial. That means twice a year. Biennial is just once every 2 years. Got it? Cool. And that word comes straight from the official rulebook, Florida Statute 476.154. It says every single licensed barber has to renew their license. You guessed it, biennially. And of course, pay a fee. So the magic number to remember here is 2, a 2-year cycle. Okay, let's see this in action with Maya. She gets her license in June of 2025. Awesome. She starts her career, business is booming, a year goes by. Then, by June of 2027, 2 full years have passed. Ding, ding, ding. That's the signal. It's time for her to renew that license to keep it active. Okay, simple enough, right? But wait a minute. You might be thinking, what if Maya got her license at a weird time? Like, not at the very beginning of the 2-year cycle, but maybe a year in. Does she have to pay the full price for just half the time? That's a really good question. And you know what? The people who wrote these laws thought of that. They built in a really fair solution so that nobody gets a raw deal, just because of when they started. It's designed to be logical and fair. Here's how they keep it fair. If you get your license right at the start of that 2-year period, you pay the full renewal fee. Makes sense. But if you jump in partway through, the fee is adjusted. You only pay for the amount of time left until the next big renewal date for everyone. See? Simple and totally fair. All right, so we know we have to renew every 2 years, and we know how the fee works, but what do you actually have to do? Is it another crazy exam? Some kind of complicated quest? Nope, not at all. The process itself is actually way more straightforward than you might think. Get ready for this. Here's the mission. First, you submit the renewal application. Second, you pay the fee. And third, you get your renewed license. That's it. The law literally says the state will renew your license as soon as they get those 2 things from you. Submit the form, pay up, and you're good to go for another 2 years. And who makes sure this whole process is clear and easy? Well, the law gives that job to the department. For barbers, that's Florida's Department of Business and Professional Regulation. Their whole job is to set up a simple, clear procedure for this renewal so that every single barber knows exactly what they need to do. No guesswork. So you might be wondering, why go through all this? It might feel like just a bunch of annoying paperwork and fees every couple of years. But this simple process actually serves a really, really important purpose. It all comes down to this. These rules are here to protect all of us, the customers. This renewal process makes sure that every barber out there is active, accountable, and up to professional standards. And you know what? It's not just for barbers. Think about it. Doctors, pilots, teachers, pretty much any career you can think of that requires a license has a renewal process. It's the mark of a legit, trustworthy profession. So the next time you're sitting in that barber's chair, you can look at that license on the wall and know it's not just a piece of paper. It's an ongoing commitment to being a pro, one that gets renewed every 2 years. Which kind of makes you wonder, right? What other jobs we see every single day have these hidden rules and standards working behind the scenes to keep us all safe? Something to think about.